Hello and welcome to a brand new video. Today we're gonna be looking at top pranks from the Borat 2 movie. Now if you guys are not familiar with Borat, he is a character portrayed by Sacha Baron Cohen. Borat 2 is a sequel to the movie Borat from 2006, or by the full name Borat, the Cultural Learnings of America for Make Benefit Glorious Nation of Kazakhstan. The main point of the both movies is to put the character of Borat against real-life situations, in which he meets a lot of celebrities and pranks them. Now, spoilers ahead, we will be revealing some of the pranks from the new Borat 2 movie, so you have been warned, and let's go into the video. So one funny prank that Borat does is when he buys a cage for Tutar. Now, Tutar is actually Borat's daughter, and in his culture, in the Kazakhstan culture, the daughters aren't accepted as the boys, so the daughters would need to have a cage. The search for the cage ends at Bill's County Farm and Feed, where Borat tells the salesman that he is preparing his daughter for the market. The salesman takes Borat and his daughter out back, where he shows them a black cage that seems built for a large dog. Then Borat makes some comments like how many girls you normally put in a cage this size, while also taking a jab at President Trump by insinuating that he would lock up Mexican children. After the cage purchase, they go to purchase some more stuff, and they go to a shop in which Borat starts talking about buying some propane, asking the salesman how many gypsies could I finish with one canister, while the salesman surprisingly says however many you got. This is one of those, funny but also kind of creepy conversations that happen during the Borat movie. So if you guys are easily offended, we don't recommend you guys watching this movie. Now, another funny prank we see in the new Borat movie is when Borat and Tutar visit a pro-life clinic. Now, if you guys don't know what a pro-life clinic is, it is a clinic that is against abortions. Now, during the sequence before, Tutar and Borat go to a bakery, in which Tutar convinces Borat to buy her a little cupcake, while on the top of the cupcake there is a little baby figurine. And once Tutar, the daughter of Borat, eats the cupcake, she swallows up the baby figurine. And that's how we get to the life clinic. The man that is in charge of the clinic believes that Tutar is pregnant. Borat then explains that he is the reason why she became pregnant, that he gave her the baby behind a dumpster, when in reality he just gave her a cupcake with a baby figurine. The pastor's response to that is that the baby is a gift from God, and that no one has the right to take it out. Either way, it makes a super uncomfortable and a funny scene that questions the morals of abortions. Now, Borat as a character really fools a lot of people, and the funniest one for me in this movie was when he sends faxes to Kazakhstan. To do that, he goes to a PMS center or a UPS store, where the owner is helping him out by sending the faxes. And this scene is absolutely hilarious because the faxes between Borat and the Kazakhstan government is hilarious. After failing his mission, he sends a fax informing the premier of Kazakhstan that he failed, and then seeing the store owner reading out the response of the Kazakhstan premier, which are childish, violent, and also some funny messages. But the funniest thing about this whole scene is the store owner that reads the messages in a very calm voice, making it for me one of the best scenes in this movie. Now, the next prank is probably the most disturbing prank in the whole movie, and that is when Borat and Tutar attend a ball together. In the ball, they pose as father and daughter with different names. Borat takes the name of Professor Philip Drummond III, while Tutar is Sandra Jessica Parker Drummond, a college student focused on VCR repair. This whole scene is absolutely disturbing, as we see Borat and Tutar destroy the whole event. The whole drama starts when Tutar says that she is on her period. Borat then recommends to do the moon blood dance of their culture, which was absolutely funny, disturbing, and you can see the shock on people's faces after they finished. Note, these are real people. The people in the audience are real people, so they actually didn't know that this movie was filming. To me, this scene is the weirdest scene in this movie. And if you guys were Borat fans before, you guys remember the naked scene in the first Borat movie, which was pretty disturbing. Well, this one is very, very similar. Now, to me, the most wholesome bromance moment is when Borat quarantines with Jim and Jerry. In one point of the movie, Borat and Tutar actually drift apart, so Borat is alone and lonely. He then stumbles upon an empty city in which everyone is in quarantine. Then outside of a gun shop, he bumps into a man called Jim Russell. Borat then asks Jim if he can stay at his house, and somehow the man agrees. There, in a cabin in the woods, we see Borat living with Jim and Jerry. Sacha Baron Cohen, who acted as Borat, he said that he spent 5 days living with Jim and Jerry and that it was the hardest thing for him to do. In a way, the scene is a bit wholesome as we see Borat kind of having a bromance with Jim and Jerry. They live together, talk about conspiracies and politics, and later on they help him to write a song called The Wuhan Flu. The funny thing is that the producers of this movie actually included Jim and Jerry as the songwriters of this song. Now, Borat explains his situation and that he needs to talk to his daughter. To do that, they would need to help him out by talking to her during a pro-gun rally organized by the extremist group known as the Three Percenters, which we will be talking about now. The next funny scene is when Borat crashes the March for Our Rights 3. Disguised as a hillbilly musician, Borat performs a series of offensive call and response songs while the crowd sings along. Obama, what you gonna do? Inject him with the Wuhan flu. He then looks through the crowd for Tutar, then points her out to Jim and Jerry, who approach her to let her know how badly he wants her to complete her duty and become Giuliani's wife. And if she doesn't do that, that Borat will be killed by the Kazakhstani government. Now, even though this scene was absolutely funny to see, it was very dangerous to make. Near the end of the scene, people actually recognized him, and some people were trying to catch him. He was stuck in a car, forced to hold the door with the strength of his whole body. Either way, this scene is absolutely dark, kind of funny, but also very disturbing. But it's not as disturbing as when Tutar interviews Rudy Giuliani. Rudy Giuliani is the lawyer of Donald Trump and an ex-mayor of New York City. During the interview, Tutar is a bit flirtatious, occasionally touching Giuliani's knee. Once the interview is concluded, they move into the suit's bedroom, specifically to keep drinking. Giuliani tells the young journalist she can give him her phone number and address, while touching her on her waist. After that, we see Giuliani unbutton his pants. That's when Borat crashes in, saving the young actress from further contact with Giuliani, who jumps up in panic while storming out of the room. Now, this scene was absolutely disturbing to see, but it made it just a bit funny when Borat stormed into the room and said, "She is only 15. She is too old for you." Either way, that was one of the craziest pranks we saw in this movie. I do recommend you guys check out also This Is America by Sacha Baron Cohen, as it's absolutely crazy. I think it's even more crazier than this movie. Either way, that is the biggest pranks that happen in the Borat 2 movie. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. We wish you a wonderful day, and until next time, bye bye.